So I think the cover looks great, right? I think there is some minor specking I noticed upon close inspection. And you can see it on the Batgirls and the stomach of Superman and his shorts, right? And you can see it also on the back side, right? You can see it in the red especially. But it's not too bad, right? It's not like as bad. So I think had I gone another 2 minutes, I would have seen major specking on this cover. The odd thing is the gloss is still maintained, right? It's like there is no loss of gloss at all. So you can see the health of the cover is still quite there. So I did leaf casting, as I said, off camera quickly. I wetted these areas specifically, and I did leaf casting on some areas, especially this one here, right? These were just like mostly quick infills. And I used just the color, just one color, and I did end up putting it between plexiglass sheets and pressing it. And maybe that's what caused some of that additional specking to occur. I have no idea. I should have just let it go without that extra press, right? Or extra step of doing the leaf casting. But I think the leaf casting does stabilize the book, and it's going to be conserved anyways. And I figured, why not go for the full leaf casting? I didn't do color matching. I just used plain abaca here to do the leaf casting. And you've seen me do this before, so it wasn't difficult to do, right? And the other thing we need to do now is just worry about the interior. And the interior has a lot of staining, and we need to worry about those. But I'm going to start with the first wrap first, and then see how that goes with the hay method, essentially, for deacidification, and then work on the other wraps. All right, guys, stay tuned. You can see some staining on the cover, right? It's not like major, but you can see it here. You can see it here. And this first wrap has multiple areas of staining, as you can see. We'll see if they come off with calcium hydroxide bath. So I'm using the hay method here. So I have the first wrap in just water. I'm gonna put it in the water, let it sit for 10 minutes for the pre-wetting part of the exercise. So this is like 5 minutes later in just water. You can see the stains are not lifting. They're still there, right? All right, so this is just the water. You can see there is some color to it, of course. Let's see, this is better light. I'm gonna get rid of the water. I'll go ahead and measure the pH of the cup quickly. So I have the pH paper here. Hold on. It's probably about 6 or 7, we'll see. Sorry. Let's get it out. Ooh, really acidic. Look at that. This is a 6. Let's do the deacidification now with half-strength calcium hydroxide solution. So I added fully concentrated canister of calcium hydroxide and a canister of water. That gives me half-strength calcium hydroxide, and this is bathing in that right now. It's going to bathe in here for 10 minutes. Then the pH should rise up. So we're doing the hay method, the Margaret Hay method, essentially. And the stains are still there, but still early to assess. Let's wait on them. So just noticed with this wrap that after 5 minutes, you can see the color here, right? But it's slightly green. So some of the green is washing out at the same time. So maybe half strength is too much for the wrap. Maybe we should use less of the strength. maybe a third of its strength, right? So we'll try that, and then on the next wrap. This is almost done, and we'll take it out momentarily. The stains are lightened, but they're still there. This one is like a bleach stain of some sort. It's not coming off, right? These are prominent. You can see them, and this stain didn't come off either. So let's measure the pH of the wrap. And see if it is alkaline. It should be alkaline. Yeah, pH 9. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Quick deacidification. So the deacidification, guys, worked really well at removing most of the tight lines on the top here, but the whitish stains kind of maintained, right? You could see them here. They didn't fully come off, and I tried scraping them off, but that's not doing the job. So whatever they are probably permanent stains to the paper itself. But you can see that the tight lines are much lightened, right? And I could try a method where I can re-wet this again and use gel gum gels, very similar to agar gels, to place them on top of these areas and see if they can suck up any additional staining. But I'm not going to do it. I think it's fine the way it is, right? It's just too excessive. This stain was not removable, and I tried even with an eraser to see if I can get rid of some of it, and it doesn't really, it doesn't go away. So it penetrates the bi-layer of the wrap, and it's very persistent. So whatever it is, it needs more harsher method, which I'm not willing to take on this wrap. And it actually permeates the entire book. So the rest of the book has similar stains, right? But when you fold it and look at it, it's pretty presentable once we work on it. And there was a rip at the bottom here, which I repaired with Tengujo tissue on the other side. And I can see another rip on the top, which I will repair also with Tengujo tissue, so we don't get a split in the spine. So the wrap looks pretty good, in my opinion. And I think we'll do the other wraps the same way. We'll use half-strength calcium hydroxide. And I'll go ahead and do the dry repair on this. I'll show you how I do that dry repair on this with Tengujo tissue. So stay tuned for that, and then we'll work on the other wraps. So to do this tear repair, it's really easy. What you want to do is place a piece of SRP paper and a small piece of Rime or Hollytex. You place the whole thing underneath like this. You match up the tear, and now you take a piece of Tengujo tissue, so you have to fray it, right? You know how to do that, right? So just fray a small piece in this case. All right, so you can see that I have it here. Brush the area first with, I'm gonna use Nori for this task, right? Nori paste, just a little bit of it in a dry brush. And you're gonna just brush the area you're treating, this area here, with Nori. And now you can take your Tengujo, get that on like this. You can use tweezers also for this. So, and then brush it on like this. And that should keep it in place for now. Take another piece of remain, put it on top, then SRP paper like this, and then some kind of a board, right, that you can place on top like this, and then some weight. So the weight you could use is like ½ pound is enough, right? So I use the Nori jar basically as weight. Put it on top. All right, let's take a look and see if the repair went fine. I think it did. So you take this off. You peel this off. Perfect, really good. And then all you have to do now is trim the tail of the Tengujo tissue, right? It's nice and secure now in one place. And this is dry repair. It didn't leave any staining, right? If you use Nori, a little bit of it as specified, no stain is shown. If you use metal cellulose, on the other hand, you may see some staining in here. So I would say, in general, this wrap came out good. The stain here is gone for the most part. The white stains largely remained, and this stain didn't come off. I'm going to try some elbow grease on it with just an eraser and see if I can take it off, but I don't want to overdo it, as I said. All right, so we'll put this in a press, copy press, just to flatten it, and then we'll go on to the other wraps. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do the hay method again on this wrap. This is the second wrap, and we'll do it on all the wraps if it works really well, right? I have 2 cups of warm water here. Gonna go in here. This is the pre-wetting phase. 10 minutes in just water, plain water. Give it a rocking, let it sit for 10 minutes, right? And we'll do the same on the other wraps. Okay, 1 part water to 1 part concentrated calcium hydroxide. That's called half-strength calcium hydroxide, right? And then we'll let it sit for 10 minutes, right? Give it a quick rocking like this, and then we'll look at it 10 minutes later. So the pre-wetting gave us a head start here, right? Okay, we'll come back and take a look. Okay, 10 minutes elapsed, and look at that tannin. Look at this. And there is green color, which I'm not liking, this green color, because that means some of this green is rinsing out, right? Okay, let me take this out of this plexiglass, black plexiglass, and then paper towels, another plexiglass sheet, and then into the press it goes.